I guess this video is going to be for us older folks, because the younger folks, they're not going to know what the heck I'm talking about. They're not. But for you older folks, and you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. You're seeing the same damn thing I'm seeing. So I know you know what I'm going to talk about here. Kids these days, yeah, I'm gonna bash on the kids these days, and it's mostly the people are it's the grandkids I'm bashing on here. Their heroes are, and I'm not saying I didn't like Spider-Man when I was a kid, and Superman, all that, but these kids these days, they think that, I can turn on my cell phone and become, what's the one guy that flies the Iron Man, I remember Iron Man, I do. In a magazine, You know who my hero was when I was a kid? This ain't no shit in line, man. You know who my hero was? Earnest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway, Old Man of the Sea. This guy, man, why he didn't run for president, I don't know. He had the money to do it. He was the Donald Trump of the day. And, he tried to, when World War II broke out, he tried to go into the military, and they're like, no, you're too old, you're too rich, you're too you're not going out there, and you're a writer, not a military commander. Well, back then, there were no gun laws, there were no gun laws. I mean, you could go buy a fucking cannon if you wanted to, and merchant marines did. And, back then it was common business for, people who owned ships to buy cannons to defend themselves out on the seas. Machine guns were legal. You could buy. Well, that's what Ernest Hemingway, when they told Ernest Hemingway that he could not go into the military for whatever reason, because he was, kind of a dick. And he said, well, I'm going to fight the war in my own way. And of course, he had this big, huge yacht. And so he went out and he bought this 50 caliber machine gun, which you could do back then. You could just go buy one. There were no laws on it. There were no gun laws, whatever. If you had a nautical machine conveyance, you could defend yourself. And he bought a 50 caliber machine gun. He strapped it to the front of his yacht. And he cruised all around Florida, all over the Atlantic and the Gulf, hunting down German U-boats. That's a hero. That's a hero. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, Google it. Talk to y'all later.